Hello, ARVA families. I've had several questions about your students' lessons, how to know what lessons you're supposed to be doing daily, and what is the best way to make sure you are finding your lessons every day and not missing any. I've had several families that have fallen behind because they aren't completing the total number of lessons listed on their weekly or daily plan. And then our system will roll those lessons over to the following day, which will put you behind. So I wanted to walk you through what you should be looking for when your student logs in to make sure you're completing the required work. This is a demo account, so it's not going to show any students' information. It may have a few things that are a little different, but for the most part, it will be what you see when your student logs into their OLS page. When you log into your OLS page, you see your today's to-do list, which will have your Class Connect sessions listed if there are any, and then the lesson shortcuts. I would recommend not using the lesson shortcuts to open your lessons because you could click through all of these courses and you may not have to complete all of those courses for the day. So the best way to find out what your student needs to complete for the day and week is to go to the Plan tab here at the top. You would select that, and I would like for you to select Weekly Plan. When you do so, your students' sessions for the entire week will show up. Now, this student, it will show you, didn't have any school on these first 3 days, but that's okay. You can see here for the Thursday and Friday, they have a list of lessons. That means anything that is listed under the day of that week, you are required to complete that day. So that means this student has to complete all of these lessons that are listed on this day, as well as attend any Class Connects if they are listed. If your student misses a lesson, let's say on Tuesday, there were no lessons completed. That's what it's going to show. If you don't complete any lessons and get a green check mark, it's not going to keep those lessons that were listed for that day there. They are going to roll over to the next day and roll over to the next day until you complete them. So what that does is put you behind in your lessons. So if you miss a lesson on Wednesday, let's say you didn't complete math on Wednesday, that's going to move Wednesday's lesson over to Thursday, Thursday's lessons over to Friday, and so forth, which means you are now behind a lesson in math. So if you miss math on Wednesday, you need to do 2 maths on Thursday in order to be caught up. When you miss a day, if you're absent and you go back to that day, it's not going to have your lessons listed there anymore. The lessons automatically roll over. So you think, how do I find what I need to do? Well, if you don't have your weekly plan printed, which is what I recommend you do. I recommend you come in every Sunday evening, pull up this weekly plan, and print it. That gives you a hard copy of what needs to be completed. But if you don't, and you're just using the weekly plan in the online school, one way you can see what was supposed to be on the plan for that day is to go to your Learning Coach page. When you go to your Learning Coach page, it looks like this. Again, this is just a demo account, so it may be a little bit different. But you would come here to your name in the top right corner, click on that, and then click Schedule Setup. When you go to the Schedule Setup, you would then want to select the Plan tab. The Plan tab is going to give you what lessons are set up for your student's plan. This is where your student's plan is built. So if you need to add in an extra lesson on Thursday because you missed math on Wednesday, you can come here, click on that number, and change that to a 2. You can also do this for all of your other courses. So if you miss an entire day's worth of work, you can log in here and see, okay, I was supposed to complete these lessons on Wednesday. I now need to either go in and add these lessons on the days throughout the week, or I need to add them to the weekend so I can make sure and get those lesson requirements met for the week. I recommend every week, if you have a pacing guide, to come in here and make your weekly plan match your pacing guide. If you don't have a pacing guide and you're simply trying to get caught up in lessons, when I send those reports out to you showing how many lessons you're behind, you can come here to this plan and you can add in, okay, we're going to double up on math. We'll put 2 math here, 2 math on Tuesday, 2 math on Wednesday. You can add in the lessons that you need to add extra to your student's plan. You would click save, and that would then take your information that is inputted here, and it will then show up on your student's plan here. So again, make sure you're pulling up that weekly plan and you're looking at the lessons that need to be completed for the day. Make sure you're getting green check marks on all of the lessons. So it doesn't work and you will fall behind if you just do certain lessons. Say you don't complete the lessons here. That means that you are now missing lessons in the other courses that were left on there. Say if you stopped at social studies and you didn't get state history, art, music completed. That means you'll need to go in and add those lessons into the plan. If you don't want to change your student's plan and add lessons in, and you know how many lessons you missed, say you know you missed 2 music lessons and you just want to go in and complete 2 extra music lessons, you can select the course tab and find your music course, open that up. You will then see a unit list and all of your lessons listed. Anything that is not completed, you can go in and complete that lesson and lesson 1.2, and that's 2 extra music lessons you've completed for the day. You can do that with any of your courses. If you missed school on Wednesday and you know you need to do an extra math, you can first go to the plan tab and complete the math lesson that is already on the plan for the day. And you know you need to do an extra math, so then you could go to the course tab, select math. That will pull up your lesson list and you can do another lesson. Here we would do lesson 1.9 and that would mark off your extra math lesson for the day. If you do see half circles when you are looking on your plan, that means the lesson was not mastered or has not been completed all the way. If you see half circles, you need to go back in, have your student retake the lesson and the assessment because these do not count towards progress or grades. It's essentially like not completing a lesson for the day. If you have any questions about any of the items we covered, please let me know, and I hope this is helpful to you.